Prehistoric American Indian groups in Ohio's historical past. Can you imagine what our land looked like long ago? The very first people to arrive in North America came around 13,000 BC and were probably met with a land that looked very different from present day. This group of individuals were known as the Paleo Indians and lived as nomads who hunted large animals for food. When the last ice age created a land bridge connecting Asia to Alaska, the Paleo Indians followed their herds as they migrated across the continent. They continued to work their way across present-day North America. When the ice age ended and the large animals began to die out, the people had to adapt and change their ways of life to survive. Beginning in 7000 BC, these nomads began to settle in small villages along rivers. Instead of only hunting large animals, this Indian group known as the Archaic Indians began to fish and gather nuts and berries. In addition, they built wooden tents and began to utilize farm tools from stone. The increased amount of goods also allowed this group of people to begin trading with others for additional tools and different resources such as seashells and flint. As time passed, people continued exploring and making use of the many resources in our area. In addition, individuals began building mounds, or piles of hard-packed earth and stone. It is believed that many of these mounds were built for religious purposes, as many artifacts had been discovered within the mounds. The first mounds date back to about 1000 BC and were created by a group of people called the Adena Indians. In addition to mounds, these Indians also began to raise crops and create pottery. Mound building continued, and a new culture began to emerge from the Adena culture in about 200 BC. This group of people were referred to as the Hopewell Indians and were best known for their geometrical shaped mounds. The Hopewell Indians also began dividing tasks or labor among the members to better meet their group's overall needs. Finally, the last group in the prehistoric category of Indians in Ohio were known as the Fort Ancient Indians. Their culture began to emerge around 900 AD and was centered mainly around farming. In addition, they began to add effigy mounds, or animal-shaped mounds, to the landscape. One of the most famous of these mounds is known as Serpent Mound, which still exists in present-day Ohio.